So the number 3 ranked in EU, Saga, wanted me to make a video on how to use Mirko Crocop in RIZIN rules. I was feeling really nice today, so I decided to show him live as well. This is Saga playing as DC right here. Let's take a quick look at the stats that we're dealing with. Mirko Crocop is solid in all 4 attributes. And offensively, he excels in kicks and punches, but lacks everywhere else. Defensively, he's pretty good everywhere, but he has a little bit of a weakness with the ground bottom grapple defense. This makes Daniel Cormier a really good counter pick. Because of Crocop's stats and moveset, we're going to be trying to keep this fight at kicking range for as long as possible. Notice how I'm using that 85 footwork to just circle and pre-deny. This is very similar to the Leon Edwards game plan. And you'll notice here how Saga is trying to chase me down with these big shots. I shoot a takedown, that's not so I can do any work on the ground, that's just to stop him from throwing those big shots. Notice how I use the teep, not just to do damage to the body, but to keep him at the range that I want to set up that head kick. Notice how he takes off that pressure as soon as he feels a few teeps. As you can see, I threw an axe kick there. You have to think about an axe kick like a teep to the head. It serves the same purpose, to catch them coming in. Here I shoot another takedown. That's just to stop him from throwing that step-in jab and the right hooks. He's able to stuff it due to the stat differential, and here I'm just blocking a strike, then moving, and I get back up. As you can see here, I'm using feints and teeps to keep him at the exact range that I want, right where that head kick is. And if I ever end up in the pocket, I go back to pre-denying. And that high footwork stat helps me evade any punches that he might throw. I'm starting to invest in that body kick because I can see how high he's keeping his guard. And because he's pressuring forward so hard, I know I can land and I won't whiff. Here you can see that pre-deny has really helped. And when I get to back side control here, I'm just trying to land a few shots. I'm not trying to hold him down because I know DC has a few sweeps. Here you can see how that high footwork stat took all the steam off of his overhand. Here you can see Saga makes an instant adjustment and he starts throwing these big ducking hooks that can still hit me even when I'm moving away. He uses these hooks to close the distance and put me in the single collar clinch. Here I tried to time a takedown with his clinch strikes, but he was denying, so he stuffs it. Here you can tell he's struggling with that footwork stat because he's trying to close the distance with a step-in jab, so I try and time one with a takedown. Even if I don't get that takedown, it'll still stop him from throwing that step-in jab. Now that he won't be throwing that step-in jab, I can now open up with my Crocop kicks. Now you can see that he's trying to back up to make me whiff a kick, so I start using my punches more. Then I throw my kicks at the end of the punches. And I always make sure to pre-deny when I'm done with my combination, low on stamina and in the pocket, because that's when he's most likely to shoot. Here you can see how those quick 1-2s are beating his looping punches. And if you land a jab or straight before landing a kick, it'll give that kick a stagger. This stagger allows me to retract the kick without him minor countering me, which you can see there he was able to do because he blocked the kick. Here I got a little bit overzealous and I should have used an intercept knee or a pre-deny to avoid that takedown. When he puts me in side control, I'm just focused on blocking. This allows him to move into north-south, however, and when I'm in bottom north-south, I'm just focusing on minor transitions to get out of there because the major transitions are too slow and they can get you kneed in the head. But just then you were able to see that Saga could knee me in the head because he was using the weak knees instead of the strong knees. So this was me and Saga's 3rd fight of this matchup, and that's really important here. In the other 2 fights, which I won by decision and then knockout, I noticed that Saga would spam that posture up transition until he got it. That allowed me to reverse him based on prediction because Mirko Crocop does not have the ground stats to be able to do it on reaction. If you want to learn how to grapple like this, I recommend checking out the channel of Glitched, our former North American champion. I will link his most recent video on the screen here and in the description. Here I'm just trying to time the diving punch when I think he's going to get up, which is now. And here I see that he's going for that Daniel Cormier sweep, so I just get up. And then I do another diving punch because I thought he was going to get up then, but he was just blocking. And then we're back to our feet, and you'll just see me repeat the exact same strategy that I was using before. Here you can see that I throw an intercept knee after he blocks my kick because that's when he's most likely to shoot. And here you can see that I try to bait out his clinch or takedown attempt by throwing my own, and then following it up with an intercept knee. And here I shoot a takedown just to stop him from throwing those big hooks. I'm basically just removing all of his options until he has to fight at Crocop's range. And that allows me to get a knockdown with a basic 1-2. Unfortunately, my strategy became a little bit too obvious and he was able to stuff one of my takedowns. Here you can see that I timed his step-in jab with a left straight. And here he caught me because I was fainting and then going to throw it, but then he caught me when I was throwing the second one. And then he gets me in the single collar clinch, which is DC's strong point as well as Saga's, and he rocks me. If you look at his controller here, you can see that he was expecting a body kick, but I hit him with the left straight and yeah,